is turning up the heat as we witness some of the hottest and most intense dueling here at the Yu-Gi-Oh! Remote Duel Invitational for Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. And I'm Billy Break, and I'm going to be breaking down the action here today, but I couldn't do it alone. I got my good friend Mike Kahanam here. Mike, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Billy. It's been a long time since we've got some YCS action, and it feels amazing to be back. I know it's been a rough year all around, and we've been roughing it out, but what better way to relax than with a whole day of Yu-Gi-Oh! Remote dueling?
Certainly, I know I'm excited, but if you're wondering how the format's going to break down for this tournament here today, let's look at it. We're going to have 16 players playing remotely from their homes in Latin America, competing here through 4 rounds of Swiss, best 3 of 5 games with a 45-minute timer.
Duelists will receive 3 points for a win, no points for a loss, and 1 point for a draw in each Swiss round. At the end of 4 Swiss rounds, we'll cut to a top 4 single elimination bracket, at the end of which a king of games will be crowned. The competition is going to be brutal this weekend. With only 4 Swiss rounds and a top 4 cut, there is not much room for error. So our duelists are going to be putting on their A game.
They certainly are, and there's some prizes on the line if they manage to get some wins. And here's what they can win. They can get an awesome Yu-Gi-Oh! Remote Duel game mat, a mini mat, a Yu-Gi-Oh! Remote Duel wall scroll, and the glow-in-the-dark art print. All fantastic prizes, very hard to get, very unique to Yu-Gi-Oh! Remote Duels. But that's not all. The winner will be walking away with this awesome Yu-Gi-Oh! Remote Duel Champion Trophy.
That is a beautiful trophy, and I'm sure that all 16 of our competitors have their eyes on it. We have a lot of notable duelists here in the tournament this weekend, including Fabio Pexado and Renan Amaral, influencers from Brazil, and Alejandro Garcia Moreno from Mexico, and Rafael Jose Rodriguez de Souza from Brazil.
So, Mike, while we're waiting for the first round of Swiss to be underway, who do you think are 2 players we should keep our eye on throughout the tournament?
I definitely have my eyes on Alejandro Garcia Moreno. He is one of the most accomplished duelists in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game, having competed in the Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship twice, having won 2 of those coveted Ultimate Duelist Series belts, having made the top cut of several YCS events. He is a household name in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game and is yet to prove himself in Duel Links. So we'll see if his skills transfer. On the other side of it, we have Rafael Jose Rodriguez de Souza from Brazil, who competed in both the 2018 and 2019 Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship, Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links World Championship specifically. So he has already proven himself in this domain, and we will see if he can improve on his previous success and take home the trophy this week.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting dynamic to see the Duel Links Pro versus the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG Pro. Who's going to take it down? I know, I can't wait. We're going to catch up with those 2 later on. It looks like their first round of Swiss is almost getting ready underway, and we're going to have Carlos Carrillo versus Adrian V. And I know that Adrian is using Dark Magicians. What do you think about that, Mike?
Dark Magicians are a high-risk, high-reward deck. They have a basic combo involving Magician's Navigation, Dark Magical Circle, and a Dark Magician in hand, and often when they can pull off all 3 cards and get them all together on the first turn, they make it really tough for the opponent to fight back. You can see, we can see that Adrian is also using Kaiku the Ghost Destroyer, which he can summon with Magician's Navigation, to prevent his opponent from banishing cards, making it even harder for his opponent to fight back from the combo.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting matchup.
Yeah, Jose Carrillo is using a Blackwing deck. How do you think that fares against Dark Magicians?
Yeah, I can't wait to see how it's going to play out. Let's talk about the format. So they have a deck list they have to start the first game with, right? But then after that, if 3 minutes to side deck, anything goes. They could switch to any deck that they have in their collection.
Right, so these deck lists we have are only for the next duel that we're about to watch. All subsequent rounds as well, even for their first duel, they can change their decks. So
yep, but it looks like round one's underway. Round 1 starting. We got that tour guide mat. I know I'm a big fan of that tour guide mat. It's the one I use when I play Duel Links.
So Jose is using the skill that starts with Harpy's Hunting Ground to increase the attack points of all of his winged beasts by 200. He starts off with the ideal opening of Blackwing the Prison Beast. He can allow him to banish a Blackwing in his hand. In this case, Prince the Crack of Dawn, normal summon into the field, has an extra normal summon.
Yep.
For Zephyros to get to hand.
Yep, so he's going to normal summon Zephyros the Elite, and then since it still has an extra normal summon, you're going to get to search again with Black Whirlwind. Zephyros, one of my favorite Blackwing cards, being able to bring yourself back from the grave and bounce one of your own cards to your hand is one of the most powerful effects that you have in Yu-Gi-Oh! And then we have a special summon of Gale the Whirlwind. Let's see what Synchro Summon we're going to get here from Jose's Blackwings.
Unfortunately for Jose, he was forced to go first in this duel based on the coin flip. Oftentimes, Blackwings have a strong preference of going second because they can often win the game on the first turn with Raikiri, especially if you open with Samu, which gets them an additional search with Black Whirlwind.
Right.
However,
having access to like the 2 normal summons, it's always something like that's good going second because you can bait out that first trap and then still have an access and follow up.
Right, Jose returns Black Whirlwind to his hand with the effect of Zephyros in the graveyard, avoiding it dealing 1,000 points of damage to him in the end phase with Samoon, and ends his turn with a full deal.
Ooh, Heat
Adrian
Wave.
activates Heat Wave. Heat Wave is actually a card you can only get one of from leveling up Rex Raptor, so that's the only copy in his deck, as it's the only copy in his collection. That prevents the summoning of effect monsters, which is more ideal when you're going first. So he's going to have to tear down this field if he hopes to challenge.
Right, so you see 2 face downs alongside that Dark Magic Circle. Let's see if the Magician's Navigation is going to be enough to get him back into this game.
This is going to be tough. The Dark Magical Circle got him Illusion Magic, which requires him to tribute a monster to get Dark Magician. So he would have had to hard draw the Navigation and the Dark Magician to combo, but it looks like he may have.
Yeah, I was just going to have to assume that he did, because if he didn't draw that Navigation, this duel was over. It was the only card he could have had to continue this game, for sure.
Oh, here's the beautiful animation.
Oh yeah, that's one of my favorite parts about dueling is the summoning animation for all the characters' cards.
Undoubtedly striking terror to Jose.
Dark Magical Circle is going to banish the Blackwing.
Raikiri was the only monster on the field stronger than Dark Magician, so the Dark Magical Circle banishing it is a huge problem for Jose, and because of the Heat Wave that was activated on the previous turn, he can't summon an effect monster.
Just devastation. You see why Heat Wave is so good in this Dark Magician deck, because if they have the combo and they don't need to summon that rod, they really don't need a normal summon.
Yeah, the combo is strong, but Heat Wave makes it even stronger, as we see here.
It's pretty cool to see. Heat Wave's always been one of those cards in the TCG that I've always looked at when I'm looking through my cards. I'm like, man, I know you're good. I know you have to be good someday. So it's cool to see action here at the Yu-Gi-Oh! Remote Duel Invitational. Couple of Dark Magic attacks.
Jose could still turn this around. We know he has Black Whirlwind in his hand because he returned it with Zephyros. So
right.
He's going to need to make a Raikiri with multiple Blackwings on his field so that he's able to destroy multiple cards. And then it'll come down to what's in Adrian's back row.
Yep. Let's see if it's going to be enough.
Magician's Navigation is still online in the graveyard. Don't forget that once if he has a Dark Magician on the field, he can banish the Magician's Navigation to negate the effect of a spell or trap card on the field.
Yeah, that'd be good for maybe the Harvey's Hunting Ground? No, the Whirlwind, yep.
He's better off with the Whirlwind. I don't think the Harpy's Hunting Ground is a threat right now, because all of the Blackwing Synchro monsters that are strong enough to destroy Dark Magician without the 200 with the 200 attack point boost are also strong enough to destroy them without the 200 attack point boost. Oh, yeah, brutal!
Yeah, stopping that Whirlwind not being able to search the tuner is devastating.
Yeah, without that Black Whirlwind Cirque, he's in trouble. It could have otherwise gotten something like Gale that would have facilitated a level 7 Synchro Summon, which he might have been able to use to turn this duel around, but that's not happening here.
Yep, we're going to see what he's able to do facing down 2 Dark Magicians. And we see another Dark Magical Circle. So if he's able to net something with this, he could activate maybe his face down. You said you got an illusion, Dark Magic Illusion off the first circle, right? So that's probably what's face down.
Yes, he did get the Illusion Magic off the first circle. It could be face down. I'm not sure that he would have set it on the first turn with no monsters on the field to tribute. So it very likely could be a different card face down, especially now that he's clogged both of his, 2 of his 3 spell and trap card zones with Dark Magical Circles that he otherwise can't get rid of. So he might actually trap himself if he has the Illusion Magic now. Face down. Having had the Magician's Navigation and the Dark Magician in his opening draw, there was really no reason to set Illusion Magic on his first turn.
Right, maybe he just Nope, but it looks like it's going to be one dark magic attack too many. And Adrian is going to take game 1 with Dark Magicians.
Adrian had the ideal draw there. When you talk about the Dark Magician combo, you're usually talking about Dark Magical Circle, Magician's Navigation, and Dark Magician. Not only did he have all 3 of those cards without even grabbing one with Dark Magical Circle, he also got the Heat Wave, which makes it even harder for the opponent.
Yeah, the Heat Wave's what won in that game there. Completely turned things around and shut his opponent off for the next turn, and he was able to break the board that he already had established. Just fantastic play there. It was really great to see the start of our day happen that way.
100%. Do you think these players will change up their decks going into the second duel?
See, that's what I'm excited to see, the interesting dynamic that you could switch up your deck completely. Is there a deck that hard counters Dark Magician that you want to switch into? Maybe a deck just with Cosmic Cyclones, more than what he had previously in Blackwings. But I mean, the Blackwings probably aren't that bad of a matchup to begin with if they end up going second and have that back row removal.
That's true. The struggle, even if Blackwings are going second and have that removal, is if the Dark Magician deck sets up with the combo first turn, then they could disrupt the Blackwing plays enough to make it impossible for the Blackwing duelist to destroy the Dark Magician duelist's field.
So you see, Blackwing may not have a good going first or second, so you might want to switch decks in this scenario.
Right, it's a little bit of a strange dynamic, because Dark Magician decks typically want to go first to disrupt the opponent on the first turn, whereas Blackwing decks want to go second because they can win on their first turn if they're second. It wouldn't surprise me if the Blackwing duelist just added in another Cosmic Cyclone, because I believe he only had 2 in his starting deck list.
And he's not playing any other cards that are limited to 3.
Right. So we'll see what happens. Is there no?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting. Is there a particular deck though that might be advantageous against Dark Magician going first and second that you could just completely switch to? Maybe something with Necro Valley or Chaos Hunter. Chaos Hunter. Is that great?
Chaos Hunter's not bad. Chaos Hunter does come up. Necro Valley. It helps a little bit because it pins down the Magician's Navigation, but at the end of the day, the combo of just Magician's Navigation, banish an opponent's card with Dark Magical Circle is what you want to stop. So if you can do something like Cosmic Cyclone when they're first, rather if they're second, and you Cosmic Cyclone when they activate Dark Magical Circle, that basically just shuts them down because you can only activate one per turn.
Or if you have like the Cyclone set, maybe like hit the Navigation in phase, face down. And then they have nothing, and they have no interaction during your turn, Right, if they only set one back row with the Dark Magical Circle they activate. Even going second, if you just start with Cosmic Cyclone when you're going second as a Blackwing duelist, you're either banishing the Dark Magical Circle or you're forcing them to activate the Magician's Navigation prematurely before they can banish anything with Dark Magical. So first or second, Cosmic Cyclone is brutal against Dark Magician. Yeah, so if he doesn't switch decks, we're at least going to expect to have 3 Cosmic Cyclones coming in for sure. I'm excited to see. I actually got to know what they're going to be playing, and it looks like they both switched decks, but they are playing a mirror match. Oh no, this is just Adrian's deck. Sorry, it is only one of the decks. One of the players did switch to Element Saber and Vote, which I'm excited to see. It's one of the most powerful decks in Duel Links right now. Let's take a look. Let's see if we get to see Alistair come down. So it looks like Adrian won with Dark Magicians, but didn't like the way maybe he won, or thought his opponent would hard counter him. So he switched his deck completely. I'm really excited to see how that dynamic's going to play out in this duel. 2 Whirlwinds though, with a Gale. Not the best Blackwing to start with, but he's going to get 2 searches here. Looks like he grabs another Gale, thanks to the first Gale being boosted by the Harvey's Hunting Ground. And another Gale, so 3 copies of Gale to start for Carlos C.
That's a lot of cards, but there's not much to do with it.
Just 3, literally 3 Gales. But Gale is a strong card. Being able to have your opponent's attack during your own turn, and being a 3-star tuner.
It's interesting that the duelists that lost kept their deck the same.
Let's see what Adrian decides to do here. I'm pretty sure he switched to Unvoked Element Sabers, but we'll have to wait and see if maybe he did stick with the Dark Magicians. We're waiting to see for a card to be activated. I'm really surprised that he stuck with Blackwings and then had to go first again. That's one thing in Duel Links you can't. There's no really like if you lose the first game, decide who goes first or second. You just have to take the 50-50. And his hand is way worse than it was when we went first in the last game and end up losing that game.
Yeah, this hand is pretty rough, but if he survives the turn and gets a good top deck, for example, Chris the Crack of Dawn, which would be normal summon to a 2100 attack and allow him to search for basically 2 of anything, or any 2 cards, he can turn this around so easily and win on the 3rd turn.
Yeah, just having the 2 whirlwinds, just being able to normal summon, you get all the, there's so many different tuners that special summon themselves from the hand, right? And he already has the 2 Gales.
Blackwings swarm the field in a flock.
So we have a set monster, 2 face-down cards to his back row, and that's it.
Looking like it could be Element Sabers. Element Sabers like setting back row.
There's that Blackwing you were talking about that he needed to get the double search off.
Yeah, that's awesome for him, because now he can search for 2 cards that special summon themselves to the field, and he can also synchro summon something like Rica, which can destroy the opponent's monster. That's going to put the pressure on Adrian to be able to respond, and hopefully cut him off at some point before he loses all of his cards.
Alright, let's see, he added Bora and Bora to his hand, double Bora, so he's going to be able to synchro summon and special summon 2 Boras from his hand, and he has more Gales. We'll see how many monsters this Blackwing Duelist decides to summon this turn. And somehow navigating both the back rows.
The double Black Whirlwind opening is awesome. Normal summoning Gale as your first summon is less than ideal. At this point, he's going to spiral out of control.
Yeah, with no pressure, like the one opportunity his opponent had was that one turn. That was that opportunity, and with no punish or follow-up, it's looking rough here for Adrian. Special summon Bora. Let's see if we're going to see a Gale come down.
I think so. Rica destroys monsters equal to the number of other destroys cards, not just monsters. It destroys back row as well, equal to the number of other face-up Blackwings on your field. So he wants a full field so he can destroy 2 cards.
Yep.
We'll see if Adrian has a Fiendish Chain to cut it off.
Yep. Fiendish Chain coming down. It's going to negate the attack and not let that monster attack as long as Fiendish Chain's still on the field. Let's see what Jose decides to do next.
That's exactly what he needed. Losing both of his back rows would have been brutal.
Yeah, we're really seeing why Fiendish Chain is a card that's included in a lot of decks. It's a very powerful card. Like, not only being able to negate a monster effect, but stopping your opponent's monster attack when you can only have 3 monsters can be huge.
Yeah, and the card was powerful in the trading card game as well back in the day.
Oh yeah, certainly. I played Mermail, so that card just devastated Abyss Megalo, which is also in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. The Ancient Fairy Dragon coming down.
Ancient Fairy Dragon is most commonly used now to destroy the field spell card that starts out there and get Necro Valley instead.
That's exactly what we see happen.
The Harpy's Underground was a free card that came with the Duelist skill that he chose to use. So now he replaced it with basically the best floodgate in all of Duel Links, Necro Valley, which shuts down the graveyard. And Necro Valley is going to be, if in fact his opponent is playing Element Sabers, Necro Valley is going to be really powerful because it's going to stop his opponent from banishing cards from the graveyard.
Yep, and gaining that, gaining 1,000 life points is actually huge in Duel Links. Can really make a big difference. It's a lot more devastating than it is maybe in the TCG. Ooh, that 2,100 attacking over that Alistair's 18-9 defense. Still get a search or invocation since it was flipped face up. But now he's going to threaten game if there's no trap card.
Well, Rica can't attack because of Fiendish Chain.
Oh, that's right, the Fiendish Chain. The Fiendish Chain is still face up. Showing you how powerful that effect is, not letting it attack.
Yeah, so we don't know what skill Adrian is using yet. However, he is playing with Yami Yugi. So very likely it is Destiny Draw, which can only be activated when you've lost 2,000 points in a duel. So Jose was careful here to drop his life points down, but not below 2,000, because the Destiny Draw skill would allow him to cross anything he wants.
Well, we got an invocation coming down for...
Invoke Cocytus.
Yep.
Invoke Cocytus can't be destroyed by card effects and can't be targeted by card effects, so it's a tough one to get rid of. It has 2,900 defense points to start, but using Alistair's effect in the hand would allow its defense to jump up to 3,900, making it even harder to destroy a battle.
Yep, so we see the elements here are kind of going on the defensive, and love to see if he's waiting to set up, get some traps, clear the board, and be able to make a bunch of fusion summons in one turn and take his opponent down. Because Blackwings, they really don't play too many like defensive trap cards.
Yeah, I think a Blackbird Close is usually the most common of the defensive trap card, and it's
just a counter trap. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what he decides to do here. Taking a second to think. It's really important to know, in Duel, you do have a turn counter that goes throughout the entirety of the duel, so each of your decisions, at each time you think, it really adds up. It can cost you.
Did Jose not activate Necro Valley?
Nope, he just kept it in his hand.
That's an interesting play.
Oh yeah, because he knew he had the invocation. Oh no, he didn't know he had the invocation yet. He attacked it and flipped face up. So like he wasn't like, he didn't know that he switched to Element Sabers yet. He hadn't seen any cards yet. So maybe that was why. He didn't know.
Could be.
Looks like he's just gonna cosmic.
Yeah, I assumed he would search for it specifically.
Just to activate it. And maybe it's like this stuff.
This is interesting here, though. Raikiri, he activates the effect of Raikiri, knowing it would otherwise be negated by Fiendish Chain, and then chain the Cosmic Cyclone to banish the Fiendish Chain. But it looks like he targeted the Fiendish Chain and the back row enemy controller with Raikiri. So after it resolved, he only got to destroy one card.
Instead of target, oh yeah, I mean, you might as well just getting the free target out of the way. And that's it. That big defense is holding down the fort right now.
Yeah, I think he's going to have some trouble getting over that.
But now the Necro Valley's up.
Yeah, the Necro Valley being up.
There's really going to be hard, no follow-up. I do like the Grand Tournament mat also. Both these playmats are very nice. I mean, the Tour Guide one's my favorite, but the Grand Tournament mat is exquisite.
It's a nice mat. There are so many mats in Duel.
There really are. My original favorite was the Neospatian Aqua Dolphin one with his giant bicep. I was like, oh man, this guy works out.
That's a good one.
All right, let's see what Adrian decides to do here. While we're kind of at a stalemate here in this duel, I just want to let you guys know this is the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links Invitational Remote Duel. Remote duels are something that are going on right now to help support all the OTS out there that are in need of players. Like, they lost the tournaments, a lot of their revenue income is like, it's gone because players can't go out and just play in local tournaments. And you know, why not do this remote duel? You can play tournaments from your home for the OTS and support them and get prizes and be able to play from your very own room. It's actually pretty awesome, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Remote duels, something you should definitely check out.
You see Adrian set a back row and a monster, and Jose activates his Raikiri's effect to destroy both of those two set cards, but Adrian's chaining the Ballista Squad to ban it, to decrypute the targeted monster and destroy Necro Valley.
There's finally some action. He knows he has to get rid of that Necro Valley to ever have a follow-up to make a fusion summon to clear the Blackwing player's board.
I think Invoke Purgatrio could be huge here. Oh, he's using Sorcery Conduit instead of Destiny Draw, so he didn't need to lose 2,000 life points to activate his skill and can instead normal summon Alistair, which he can top deck with Sorcery Conduit.
Alright, so we see first you see the Invocation. Did he switch it to Fire, so we're going to see a Purgatrio come down?
Purgatrio has 2,300 attack points to start, but gains 200 attack points for each card on the opponent's field. With his Jose's field almost full, it's going to go up to 3,300.
Yeah, Purgatrio is such a good card. And also you can boost it with the Alistair. It does piercing damage when it attacks over a defense position monster. Very, very good Yu-Gi-Oh! Card.
And it can attack everything.
yeah. For some reason, I thought that I just forgot to fail to mention that part about it.
That's the best part.
It really is. It really is.
Oh man,
so
double
two
Alistair.
Reverse trap. Oh, triple Alistair. Okay.
Triple Alistair.
Reverse trap. Where is reverse trap right now? One attack doesn't even attack the other monsters. 3 Alistairs from the hand. Adrian's going to take that game. We saw him not want to be able to stall out and make the board, and then punish him in one turn, able to clear that Necro Valley, and just as we said, make the fusion summon, attack. Blackwings don't really have defensive traps. Duel's over, just like that.
Yeah, Element Saber decks have the best of all possible worlds, pretty much. They can hide behind their water fusion monster when they really need to defend because it can't be destroyed. can't be targeted, and you can increase its defense points with Alistair, or attack points if you can. And when it's ready to win the game, it can invoke Purgatrio, which can attack everything, pierces through everything, and gains attack points just for your opponent having cards. So we actually saw both of those worlds in that duel. That was a great display of what the Element Saber deck can do. And I look forward to seeing what we see in the third duel.
Yeah, certainly. So now I think why he was playing Dark Magician, won the first game, probably realized like, okay, this is not that great of a matchup, Dark Magician versus Blackwing, but I did get lucky and win the game one. But now I'm going to switch to a deck that I feel has a really good Blackwing matchup because of that, the Water Fusion for Invoke. How do Blackwings deal with that? It's not easy. It's very, very hard for them to get around to it. So he just felt like, oh, now I can get a guaranteed win in game two, maybe if he tries to, run it back with Blackwings, because they do have that decent Dark Magician matchup. But do you think he's going to stick with Blackwings for a third game in a row and risk it going down 0-3 and losing the first Swiss round of the Invitational?
I don't know. Do you think his opponent is going to stick with Element Sabers after switching decks before?
Who knows? Anything is in the air. It's kind of like the Wild West out there. But I think Element Sabers is such, like you were talking about, there's so many options. They have the best of both worlds. They can go defensive, they can go aggressive, they have trap cards, which is why it's one of the best decks in Duel Links right now. So I can see them. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw an Element Saber mirror match maybe here in the next game.
Yeah, and he didn't draw what is arguably his most powerful card, the limited 3-card Palace of the Element Lord.
Right, and
the Elemental Lord.
Something that actually also, I just remember, maybe he did realize he made the misplay by not activating that Necro Valley, because if he activated that Necro Valley the turn he searched it, that first invocation that made Coyactus, was he going to be able to, he wouldn't be able to make it. He could have won, so maybe he'd be like, if I didn't misplay, I would have won. I'm going to try and prove myself again with these Blackwings.
It's possible.
Because the Necro Valley is good against that deck, and you can turn one Ancient Fairy Dragon, search Necro Valley. So yeah, I can see him sticking with Blackwings for a third time, just attributing that game to a slight misstep, maybe.
Yeah, it's possible Blackwings is also just the deck he's most comfortable with, and maybe he just didn't want to drop the Necro Valley because he did have Zephyros on his field, and with Necro Valley on the field, he wouldn't be able to bring Zephyros back, so maybe he was concerned Necro Valley would do nothing to the opponent and then hinder his later play, so he wanted to make sure it was relevant in the matchup. I don't really know, but I do know that the Invoked Cocytus just stole the game until he was able to win with Invoke Purgatrio.
Yeah, certainly. It's been two really good games so far. I hope we get to see. I hope both players switch decks, and so we see two completely different decks. I'm really excited to see how it's going to play out. Oh, it looks like I am getting the deck list right now, and it does look like I think he's going to stick with Blackwings. Yeah, like you said, maybe his comfort pick. So he's going to play with what he's comfortable with. He knows the deck in and out. I can respect that. I say it's always better to play with what you're comfortable with, as opposed to playing what everyone else says you should switch to, maybe. Because if you're not comfortable with it, you're just guaranteeing your loss at that point. Oh, no. But we do see a third switch for the winner, Adrian. He's switching to, I'm assuming, Blackwings, maybe?
That's correct. Did Adrian switch to Blackwings and Jose switch to Witchcrafters?
Oh, see, I just saw the Blackwing deck. It does look like it was a switch. So Adrian's the Blackwing player. Jose did give up on the Blackwings and switch out for Witchcrafters, which I'm excited to see Witchcrafters. I love that deck.
So Adrian starts, he uses the peak performance skill on Kaiba, which is basically the same thing as Harpy's Hunting Ground. It starts with Mountain instead, but that also gives the Winged Beast 200 attack points, just like Harpy's Hunting Ground. Summons Gale after using Black Whirlwind, searches for a monster, sets a card, and tries to pin down his opponent with Necro Valley, which is going to be extraordinary against Witchcrafters.
Right, so we see Adrian play 3 different decks, do 3 different games. Oh, 2 back row and a Storm coming down, trying to clear that Necro Valley and the face down back row. That's huge.
Storm is awesome here.
Especially with the Witchcrafter spells, it's all free.
And he got rid of the trap card, Witchcrafter Patronus, which he now has an effect he can activate from the graveyard.
No, this is an incredible start here for Jose. He's saying, I'm not going down 3-0. Using all his cards here on his first turn, but he's going to get them all right back. Here comes Madame.
Yeah. So normally you go for Madame Vare, but Madame Vare, since he has no cards in his hand, is unable to destroy Gale in battle. So he's going for Witchcrafter Shmieta, which has 1,800 attack points, so that he can destroy Gale. I think it looks like it looks like there's only one Witchcrafter spell card in the graveyard, though. Witchcrafter Unveiling, that he can get back in the end phase. So he can make Madame Vere during his opponent's main phase with Shmieta's effect. All the low-level Witchcrafters let you discard a spell and tribute the Witchcrafter to special summon any Witchcrafter from the deck during either player's main phase. But then he won't have a spell in his hand to discard to activate Madame Vere's effect and negate the effects of the monsters on his
Yep, but we do see another one, and the only Blackwing that Adrian has been able to get so far is Gale. He's gonna grab Orochi, and that's the only target, probably? Yep, just the Orochi.
Looks like it. Gale only has 1,300 attack points, unfortunately.
So he's gonna use Gale's effect, and he's gonna chain to summon the Madam, like you were saying.
Yeah, it looks like he can safely get Madame Vere with 2,800 defense points because he knows that the Orochi in Adrian's hand is not going to help him do anything. It's just another tuner that will join Gale, so he won't be able to synchro summon. And by next turn, Jose will again have spell cards in his hand because he can bring back Unveiling even if the card he draws is irrelevant. So suddenly, Jose has the advantage.
Yep, not being able to have one of those bigger Blackwing monsters is really just coming back to bite Adrian.
Yeah, that was definitely a rough start for him.
Yeah, we see a lot of Gale. We see in the last round, or that was the game one where he had 3 Gales. Not Adrian, but Jose, but still just Gale all around.
Yeah, not where you want to start. Patora's effect does activate though, so it looks like he probably drew a Witchcrafter spell because Patora's effect allows him to draw a card and then Witchcrafter spell or monster, I should say, because Patora lets him draw a card and then send a Witchcrafter card from his hand to the graveyard.
Yep, and if you don't, you gotta banish it all, but that'll probably not happen. But yeah, just discard it.
Mieta's effect activates. He'll probably want to send Witchcrafter Holiday or Witchcrafter Collaboration to the graveyard so that he gets 2 cards back in the end phase.
It'll say Holiday. Holiday just allowing you to spell summon back a Witchcrafter. We just recently saw it be added to the upcoming the limited to 3 list.
Yes, Witchcrafter Holiday just joined Charge of the Light Brigade of the limited 3 deck. 3 list, which is going to hinder the Lightsworn Witchcrafter decks greatly. But it looks like he used his Show of Nightmares skill, which randomly adds a spell card from his graveyard to his hand. Got the Holiday and could use that to special summon Adol, which has enough attack points to destroy Gale. Which Gale after collaboration.
He's gonna let him attack twice.
Oh man, it's over already.
Attack, showing you the power of Witchcrafters and their spells, being able to dump the spell to the grave, add it back to your hand with your duel skill, and just like that, Jose is able to take a game away. We're not going to have a 3-0 here, they're going on to a game 4. That's exciting. Congratulations
Jose.
to you. Yep, big win there. He needed it, everything was on the line. It's interesting, he finally switched away from Blackwings and like pretty easily got that win right there against Blackwings. So maybe Blackwings are 0-3 so far in the tournament through 3 games.
Yeah, Jose must be relieved he's not getting 3-0 swept here.
Yeah, I mean, he could. That's the cool thing about this format is even though he started down 0-2 using the same deck, he now switched to Witchcrafters. He could stick with it the next couple games and run it back and win the last 3 and win the round.
Yeah, we might see it. We may very well see that happen. I wouldn't be surprised if both players switch decks.
I mean, Adrian switched decks every round so far, so I would bet my money that he's going to switch decks this time too. Maybe he switched back to one of the decks that he previously won with. Probably, I would see him switch back to the Elemental Saber, maybe.
It's possible. That's a powerful deck. It's got some good backups. There's a lot of good decks that are all different to counter, so it's really hard to anticipate.
Yep, it does look... Oh, I think it's going to be a Witchcrafter mirror match. It does look like they're both going to be playing Witchcrafters.
This should be interesting to watch. These duels typically do take a while.
we were talking about that yesterday a little bit.
Yeah.
But, like, because there is a time limit. There's a 45 timing round, and I was like, it's Duel Links. There's no way that they're probably going to reach it. But you were like, I don't know. Let's wait and see how many Witchcrafter mirror matches we get.
Yeah. If you're experienced with the deck, it goes a lot faster. But when I started playing Witchcrafters, and I'm no expert with them, but I've played probably close to 100 duels on Duel Links with them. I still run out of time. I time out less frequently than I used to, but I still time out a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot of effects activated.
Yeah, it's not the fastest deck. There are a lot of effects activating a turn.
Yeah, and it looks like they're going to be using pretty similar lists, so I'm excited to see. Oh, well, but it looks like one of the players might not be a Witchcrafter mirror match. Actually, one of them might have changed their mind, so we're going to wait and see on that. But for sure, it looks like Adrian's going to for sure be using Witchcrafters, but I'm excited to see the way. I knew that we were going to see a lot of Witchcrafters and Element Sabers. Oh, no, okay. It is going to be Shiranui. I think it's going to be Shiranui versus Witchcrafters, it looks like. Ooh, Shiranui's not a deck that I was expecting to see, because it did recently get added to... which card goes if they got added to the Forbidden Limited list? The semi-limited list?
Squire, I think it was Squire to 2,
Squire?
Spectral Sword back up to 3. So it wasn't... from 2. Back up to 3. So it wasn't as brutal of a hit, I think, as some people were expecting. So the deck is still pretty powerful.
And just having the one card synchro and then having to be able to synchro from your grave on top of that, it's just so easy, so simple, so strong.
Yeah. So now they have now one, instead of having 3 of the card that gets the 1 card synchro, they now only have 2 of it. So it was similar to the hit that Dark Magician faced.
Yeah, it's still, just watering it down a little bit. It's still strong. Just trying to take down the constant consistency of it. But here we go. Game number 4 of the Swiss round 1 of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links Remote Duel Invitational is underway. We got a Solitaire coming down. Gonna be able to trigger them off.
It looks like it's actually Blackwings versus Shiranui.
Oh, he decided to stick with the Blackwings. He's wanted to prove that he can win with his Blackwing deck. I can respect that. So, summoning the Spectral, saying 3. Just trying to set up to fill up his graveyard to be able to fusion or synchro summon from his graveyard in the following turn. But
this might be
Necro Valley is really good.
Exactly, it is incredible. You read my mind. Blackwings are well suited for this matchup because Ancient Fairy Dragon can grab the Necro Valley easily. That's not to say that Jose does not have many ways to get rid of Necro Valley, as Shiranui decks very frequently play cards like Ballista Squad, which allows him to tribute a monster to destroy anything.
Yep, and then we do see the Jose's 1 Cosmic Cyclone, because we're assuming he does play 2 of the Spectral Sword, so we're not going to see another copy of Cosmic Cyclone coming down for him. That's one less way to destroy that Necro Valley. Yeah,
but with Mountain gone, he can't use Ancient Fairy Dragon's effect to get the Necro.
The Cosmic got
He has to hard draw it.
Alright, so this could be anyone's game so far. Without the Necro Valley, I feel like it's very favored towards the Shiranui player. If he survives this turn, that is.
I can see that. Sun Saga can be tough to get over because Raikiri can't destroy it. If the Sun Saga Synchro monster can protect itself by bashing zombies from the grave. The only problem here is that it looks like Jose got a very weak start.
Yeah, if he might not be able to survive this turn, and unfortunately he's down 2 games already, so if he loses this game, the round is going to be over.
Two Gales join the field with Chris the Crack of Dawn. Chris is a cool card. I remember when it came out in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game, and I thought this is exactly what Blackwings need. It's awesome. Because once per turn it can't be destroyed by spells or traps. But I don't see that being relevant often in Duel Links.
Yeah, I'm certain Chris is a cool. It's like one of those just better Boras, right? Just that he's stronger, does more.
Yeah, it's generally a better normal summon, and it's a normal summon with Black Whirlwind that lets you get Bora.
Exactly, yeah. Chris is just fantastic. See what he decides to do here? Take a minute to think. I don't think he's going to synchro for an Armor Master.
Oh, that's one of the cards still missing.
Surprisingly, I mean, Armor Master, I remember when he came out like with Gale and all that a long time ago, he was just seeing having that guy was so hard to deal with.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
I have to assume we're going to see a Raikiri, but he's got to be concerned that the face-down, one of the 2 face-down cards is a Ballista Squad that'll just destroy it.
Yeah, he loses the monster, and then he gets to put the zombie in his grave so he can synchro summon from the graveyard. Ballista Squad, such a good trap in his deck.
Yeah, it's possible we're just going to see Gale attack and him try to push damage through. if he wants to play around the Ballista squad. And he doesn't know what's in his opponent's deck, but he probably knows most of the standard builds of Shiranui. And because they have so many disposable monsters with like 0 defense and an effect in the graveyard, Ballista Squad is a common addition.
Right. Looks like he's just going to go ahead and use the Gale effect here just to see if he can get any response out of his opponent. Doesn't really accomplish anything besides just trying to see if his opponent wants to chain anything. No reason to.
Possibly he was checking for a response window.
Oh yeah, because if he does not have his toggle on, he can see there's a chainable face down. That makes sense. Yeah, in Duel Links you kind of have to regulate your toggle to kind of like disguise your back rows if you can do it right.
Oh, he baited it out, so it looks like the Assault Blackwing Rhykuria, the Rain Shower, is going to come out. And its effect can now destroy 1 card on the field since he only has 1 other Blackwing. Oh, weird. Oh, he went for the monster.
Just gonna try to tap her game here. Oh, he let him destroy it. Oh, another Cosmic? Forbidden Lance.
Oh, Forbidden Lance.
No. If he doesn't have anything face down, that's gonna be it. Adrian's gonna take this game and win round 1. What is that last face down? Nope, no chin yet. We take that. Now the monster's unaffected. There's really nothing you have face down here. It's unaffected because of Forbidden Lance.
Not much he can have. Trying to think of anything that would save him face down.
Something, yeah, you have to have something that best summons a monster, and no, he doesn't. That's it. Adrian takes it. Swiss round 1 is over with. Adrian's moving on 1-0. Well, Jose's going to have to win 3 more to have a chance here to make this top 4, but what a fantastic round, Mike. What do you think? We saw so many different decks, such an interesting dynamic. I thought it was a great round 1.
I agree. I think swapping decks is going to become a trend in the tournament. I think that's going to be the theme of the tournament because so many decks have weaknesses that are easily exploitable. And if you're jumping from deck to deck to deck to deck, no one can anticipate that. And that's what we saw there.
Yeah, and it worked out. I mean, until the end, it's almost like he wanted to prove that he could win with all the decks. Because when he swapped to the Blackwing deck, he got the loss. He didn't switch it again. He's like, no, I'm going to run it back. Let me get that. But thanks for sticking around. We have more awesome Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links action coming up. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after a short commercial break. Welcome back, everybody. We're still here in the first Swiss round of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links Remote Duel Invitational. We're going to be jumping into a match that's already still going on. Well, first, before we jump into this match, let's take a look at how everyone's doing. Mike?
Well, we have 2 3-0 sweeps already, so 2 of our matches are done. And there was a close 2-3 victory for Fabio against Patricio at table 8, but 5 matches are still in progress. We are going to jump into Moises versus Garcia to see their 3rd duel in their best-of-5 match.
Yep, Moises is up 2-0 right now, so you might know Moises is named Xenoblur. He's a pretty good Duel Links player, so I'm excited to see this matchup. I think in the game right now, Garcia is playing Blackwings, and Xenoblur is playing Lightsworn with JD and all, so I'm excited to see how this matchup's going to play out.
Should be an interesting one. That Necro Valley, which is searchable with Ancient Fairy Dragon, may end up being a crucial card.
Right, but yeah, just you get them 4 different Lightswords in the grave, though. Judgment Dragon coming down, paying 1,000, destroying everything. You know, I could see that. But here we go. Game 3 is underway. This is still the first round of Swiss. If Moises wins this one, he will be moving on with a round 1 win. Those are some cool sleeves.
Duel Quest.
The Millennium Ring is one of my favorite Millennium items. I don't know which one's my absolute favorite, but the ring is definitely up there.
I like the puzzle the best, no doubt.
The OG puzzle, of course.
Special place in my heart.
Normal summon Breeze. I do believe she's using 3 copies of Breeze in her deck, so that's interesting. Something that I don't see too often from Blackwing players. Special summon Bora. So no Whirlwind here.
No Whirlwind, and she had to go first. So this is not the ideal start.
Yeah, especially when you're going against Lightsworn.
Can Ancient... Oh, she can't Ancient Spirit, right. If I remember correctly, Breeze can only make Black Wings.
I think so. I know it can become a tuner. It becomes a tuner if you synchro with a Blackwing monster, but just a giant monster to put on the board here turn 1. Doesn't really have any traps. Maybe has the counter trap. It has set face down. Nope, just a giant monster.
Well, the Blackbird close he could activate from his hand since he has a Blackwing Synchro on the field.
Oh, okay, so she could still have it.
Yeah, I wouldn't count that out. She could have it. But nevertheless, I like Moises' position here.
Charge Lumina, the classic 1-2. Discard Raiden. That's already a Michael right there.
Yep, Michael's effect would allow him to banish her Blackwing Synchro monster. And then with just 1,400 more attack points on the table, that would end the duel. Actually 1,200, because Mountain is actually increasing Michael's attack points.
Oh man, this game could be over quick. Here comes Michael.
Now, if she has the Blackbird close that has been holding it for Michael, that
there was kind of a delay with the Lumen activated effect, so maybe that would be huge. And no Blackbird close. So pay 1,000, banish the Blackwing. Is there a Judgment Dragon? Do they have 4 different names in their grave? Nope. Just a direct attack from Michael here. And get a mill 3 here in the end phase.
I only counted 3 Lightsworn monsters before, but there's certainly 4 now with Lila joining the graveyard.
Lila and Fellis going to be special summoned since it was milled.
She's in a tough position. She has only
It's
2
not
cards in
looking
her
good.
hand. She needs to be able to make all of her cards count, needs to be able to Secret Summon Raikiri, take down Michael, and really turn it around. Simoon might be the way to get there.
Yes, that's step 1. Xenoblur didn't mill a Bacon Saver or anything though, right? I didn't see...
I did not see a Bacon Saver enter the graveyard. I think the only relevant effect is the Fearless.
Yep. So no interaction here, so she can get something together, she can mount a comeback right here.
It's certainly possible, because now she's able to double dip into the Black Whirlwind. She gets 1 search off of Simoon's normal summon, which is made possible by Simoon's own effect, and then she'll get to search for something, which she can summon to get another Black Whirlwind search.
See how she decides to navigate this path. Is it a breeze? So when she has the breeze, it can special summon itself from the hand. Nope, no special summon, just gonna go with the normal summon of breeze.
Makes sense, because that enables her to use Black Whirlwind's effect.
Right. Probably doesn't have another monster in hand. Needs to search for
Harmatan Dust.
Harmatan the Dust. So is Pure Lightsworn a deck that's played a lot? I haven't seen too many people playing Pure Lightsworn. I guess you kind of like live or die by it. It's like similar how it was in the TCG.
Yeah, it's not quite as popular as Lightsworn Witchcrafter, because there's awesome synergy with cards like Charge of Life Brigade and Solar Recharge for the Witchcrafter spell that return to the hand in the end phase, but I see it pop up once in a while.
Yeah, Judgment Dragon's still one heck of a card, and Michael is a great synchro. Round 1 has been taking quite some time. There's only 3 minutes left in the round, and Garcia being down 2-0, she's going to need to pick up the pace and win this game and the next one as fast as possible to be able to even out the series and try and get this round 1 win. Time playing a factor in Duel Links right now. They do have 45-minute rounds, and the 4 Swiss rounds they're going to play today before we cut to a top 4 playoff where we'll eventually crown one Yu-Gi-Oh! Remote Duel Links Invitational champion.
Used Harmatan's effect to modify its level, but it looks like that's it. None of the levels really sync up. Can't really synchro summon anything that seems to be relevant here.
Yeah, maybe knowing that like time is a factor and like know that she's facing it down, like it kind of like was getting nervous about that maybe, and then just like, oh, I'm just gonna try and summon everything, and didn't really get to go anywhere with it.
Looks like it's over. Rico's effect activates. He destroys her mountain by banishing Raiden from the graveyard, and now another synchro summon should be more than enough to wipe out this life.
I want to see a Brianna Dragon the Ice Barrier. Nah, Coral Dragon. All right, that's good. That's close enough. it's similar to Brianna. An attack there directly, and Xenoblur is going to take it 3-0 over Garcia's Blackwings. Congratulations to Xenoblur. Moving on, 1-0. I know for the first game of their match, even though we didn't get to see it, he was using magnets. So I know that he took that round 1 win with magnets, which would have been cool to see, but ended up switching to Lightsworn. So in the 2 matches that we watched for the first round, we've seen the players that were winning the games switching their decks, and I like that. Keeping their opponents on their toes, not just saying, like, I'm not going to let you counter the deck here that I won with.
Yeah, I think that actually is the best strategy, because it makes it impossible for the opponents to anticipate what they're going to do.
Yep, certainly. I'm excited. There's been some great Duel Links action already happening so far. We did see a 3-1 and then just a 3-0 here. I can't wait to see what else the day has in store. Do you think we're going to see what we're going to be right back though here shortly with more action and see how all the other players are doing in the first round of Swiss of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links Remote Duel Invitational. Stick around. We'll be right back.